Hello everyone, welcome to a new Let's Play, which is going to be something a bit different, but I'm sure it'll be enjoyable just the same. We're playing something from Universal Interactive Studios, and Naughty Dog, very renowned game developer today. You may know them behind a game called The Last of Us. Today we will be playing Crash Bandicoot for the PlayStation 1. This is actually the first PS1 game I'm covering. You won't see these too often since I am 90% Nintendo guy, but you know, I'll take my occasional PS1 game. I'll play the occasional Valve game. I'm alright with some other stuff, so you know. But anyway, I'm not pressing start here because there's actually a hidden cutscene, an intro to the game, right here. You can see it. I'll be quiet for it.
But Dr. Cortex, we have not determined the cause of past failures. Moron! This Bandicoot will be my general, and he will lead my Cortex commandos to world domination. This time I shall reign triumphant. We are closer than ever before. Quickly, into the vortex! Dr. Cortex, the vortex is not ready. We have no idea what it could do. Failure again. Capture him! Uh-oh. Prepare the female bandit.
Yeah, this game's a bit low polygon for early PlayStation. Graphics haven't aged that well, but it's still a fun game, I'd say. You know. Another thing I should probably mention, the emulator that I'm playing this on, it's, sometimes some of the sound effects don't happen. You'll notice it later, but anyway, let's go. First level, Sandy Beach. Okay, so anyway, as Crash, you can do several things. The name of the game here is jumping and spinning its boxes. It's a pretty fun standard platformer, one of the first 3 platformers ever, so you know, it does a lot of new things, and it's very neat. These boxes are pretty much sort of like Mario in the questionable boxes. That you can break them and you've got like things inside, like these things you see, those like red fruits or whatever, those are called Wumpers. They are pretty much exactly like the coins in Mario. You get 100, you get an extra life. It's very simple. And in this game you'll find lives very easy to accumulate. However, there's a reason, because unlike the new Mario games, Crash Bandicoot is actually a very difficult game. Oh, but first, I should probably talk about these masks I'm getting. They're called Aku Aku. Essentially, if you get an Aku Aku mask, if you find it, it'll give you a hit, since Crash by himself dies in 1 hit. But if you manage to get another Aku Aku mask, then you will be able to take a hit. And if you get a second one, then Aku Aku will be gold, as he is now. And if you get a third one, you'll become temporarily invincible. Now, something else I should mention about these boxes, if you want to get 100%, you need to break every box in a level. It's not the best way of getting 100%, and I'll openly admit I have never gotten 100% in the original Crash Bandicoot. I have Crash 2, and I still haven't really played Crash 3 or 4 yet, but, yeah. Anyway, it's a really difficult game to 100%, and this is not a 100% run. I'm just going through the stages as you would. This screen right here, if you can break all the boxes in a level, you'll get a gem. And normally that's one of the sound effects that's missing, because if you do have the gems, like when Crash does that pose, he'll be like, da-da-da! And it's like really annoying. And this game has passwords and memory card. And that's saving is actually difficult. You're gonna have to, if you can get all the boxes at the end of the level, it will allow you to save the game. However, saving a game is not that easy, as we'll see later. Right here, that's an Aku Aku mask. TNT crates will blow up. Don't spin into them, jump on them, and wait for them to count down. Spinning is the name of the game in this game. Well, actually, the name of the game is Crash Bandicoot, but spinning is essentially your main tool. As you can see, it's very simple. There's not really much need to explain a lot. Those boxes with lines on them. They, you can bounce on them and get 10 whoop from them. And, I passed something, hold on, I always fall there. It's really annoying, because you'll be knocked back, although you won't take hits when you're in this invincibility state. That's a checkpoint box. It's a bit annoying about this game if you're trying to 100% it is. Checkpoint boxes will not save your box totals, meaning if you want to get the gems, you will not have to die at all, and you will pretty much have to restart if you hit a checkpoint. Those have 1-ups in them, those boxes with a 1-up logo on them, duh. And you saw those logos we were collecting earlier. Those are Tana emblems, I believe, because, you know, the story, it's pretty simple. Crash is trying to save his girlfriend Tana from Dr. Cortex. Anyway, when you collect 3 Tana emblems in a stage, you'll be transported into a bonus room. And this is where you can save the game the easiest way. It's got some minor platforming challenge on the way there, but it's pretty easy for the most parts. And you can see that's Tana right there, trying to save her. And here, this is a save point. And you can also use passwords. You know, I've got some other saves there. And, you know, I played this all in one run, though. Just so you know, this is a post-commentary display. I'm not actually doing this live. Crash Bandicoot is actually a difficult game, and just in case I would need to, like, save state in some areas and redo some parts, I, decided to just do this post-commentary. Yeah. But this isn't a save state playthrough. I didn't edit out deaths either, so you'll get to see it. And if you miss any boxes, then you'll get this screen. Great, but you miss blank boxes. It's like a kick in the eye, saying, oh, you completed the stage, great. But if you want 100%, you'll have to redo it. Sometimes you'll need to get the gems of certain stages will allow you to get the boxes of other ones, because sometimes they'll be a different color, and then they'll like activate a platform you can use. It's confusing, and later games explain this better. Because Crash 1, like many other first games in the series, is not as good as its sequels, and because of that, many fans of the series don't play it that much. Yeah, a lot of first games in the series have that. Mega Man, Sonic, stuff like that. But anyway, this is the start of the, oh yeah, you can spin at, 1-ups, Waka masks, and they'll disappear. It's a bit annoying, but it's not too bad. But as you'll see here, Crash Bandicoot also has some side-scrolling elements to it. However, you can still move on the Z-axis here, even though it looks side-scrolling. You know, it's a bit hard. It's not like in, say, the Mario Galaxy games when there was a 2D perspective, you are strictly locked into 2D. You can still move on the Z-axis here, and I hate those enemies because they push you out of the way. The best way to deal with them, I'm kind of struggling here, is to jump on them and then spin on them like that. These slopes are a bit annoying because you'll pretty much roll down no matter what. Yeah. The main thing that makes this game hard is just the platforming they expect you to do. Occasionally the enemies and stuff. But the good thing is that it's not that hard in that you can get 1-ups real easily. Like, oh yeah, we got another Taunt Emblem minigame. And, you know, these are pretty easy. These up boxes will just bounce you up. The metal exclamation mark boxes will activate other boxes and levels. It's, you know, it's a pretty standard 3D platformer. And everything, you know. I never really saved, because again, I did this all in one run earlier today. And no, I'm not getting 100%. I've never done so, and I probably never will. You know, it's difficult, and I don't really plan on doing it anytime soon. Maybe one day, but, you know, I'm not really, like, doing it. Well, you might want to be careful. And, you know, like, you see those yellow gems that are fading out of existence? Like, in one of the later levels, if you manage to get all the boxes but not die, and stuff like that, then you'll get a yellow gem, and when you come back, that it will have a platform that'll take you over. The later Crash games made this more apparent, like in Crash 2 and stuff like that. Well, I've played a little bit of 3, but not too much. Anyway, this is the start of the chase levels. Yeah. A lot of, like, levels today where you're running away from stuff. Well, you'll see. It's Rise of Indiana Jones sequence. I've never really seen an Indiana Jones movie besides Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which I've heard is not very good. Saw it so long ago, I don't remember much. Well, I heard it's really bad. Anyway, yeah. Running away from the boulders. You're not gonna want to die. Well, you're never gonna want to die, duh. These levels can usually either really easy or really difficult. And as you're getting some traits, boxes, you're gonna want to be careful. Because, well, there's not really any way to look back. And although you're running at the camera and you have no idea what's there, you know, the level design, it's real simple, so it's not like it's that big of a problem. You're the one with your guide and you past these fences, so you don't have to give you too hard boxes. And I messed up there. First death. And now the boxes I have broken before this have reappeared, so I cannot get the gem. And some of the later levels you'll see they'll get really, really long and really, really hard. So it makes me question why they were so unforgiving with this. Anyway, just keep on going, and there you go. And the end of the level is right about here. There we go. And you can see like crashes like when you're like you don't completely die and you don't have too many of the boxes. And when like you have a lot of the boxes, crash like yeah, upstream. Yeah, I should probably mention, even though this game is very low polygon in some areas like Crash's model and all that stuff, there's some parts that can look pretty good, and this area looks pretty nice for what it is. Yeah. So, real good. And I mean, this game, it was still kind of early PlayStation. This was 1996, I believe, and the PlayStation 1 came out only a year before. So, you know, it's still an early system. The game was still pretty early. Ton emblem there, and, you know. Funny thing is, I actually believe Miyamoto himself tried Crash Bandicoot in an expo or something like that. I only remember like seeing a screenshot of this, and I think I remember he commented or reminded him of Mario or something like that. Which makes sense. There are a lot of the elements in Crash Bandicoot are similar to Mario. The Wump Fruit, the boxes, and in a way, 3D nature of this game, it kind of reminds me of how Mario is structured. You know, in the eventual 3D-esque Mario levels in 3D Land and 3D World, they're pretty similar to this in some ways. So I don't know. A lot of people say 64. Oh yeah, I don't know. We'll see this stuff later, but anyway, when I thought of Mario in 3D, I just thought of like taking 2D levels and making them 3D. Like, oh yeah, look at that. I don't know how that happened, but anyway, I don't see how or why like the 3D Mario levels were past me move. Thank you. The 3D Mario levels, in 64 they were really open world and stuff, and it was kind of different, but a lot of people thought it was similar. I wasn't really around for Mario 64 when it first came out though, but you know, the recent 3D Land and 3D World, those levels are kind of what I'd imagine Mario in 3D to be more like. And those are pretty good games, but I kind of like the 64 style best, you know. And speaking of the 3D Mario games, I finally 100%ed Super Mario 3D World today as I'm recording this, March 24th. It's very nice, although the last world crown is very annoying. The the mystery box stage is so annoying. Anyway, Papu Papu, hardest boss ever. Get on the chair behind him, he cannot hit you, jump on his back, rinse, wash, repeat for 3 turns. So hard. I was so lucky when I recorded this that nothing bad happened to me. So lucky. I had no idea. Yeah. I probably should have ended the video here actually, but I didn't think it was that long, so I just said, nah, I'll keep recording. Sorry. Rolling Stones. No, it's not the band. Although it would be nice. Anyway. You know, for the title you'd think it's another boulder level, but it's not. Anyway. Here we get some more stuff. You're most likely not going to be seeing me a lot with the invincibility power-up, because later parts of this game get really, really hard in terms of the hazards. But you'll be lucky to have one on block. And right there, that is a Nitrous Brio logo. I should probably explain the intro of this game a bit more that we saw. In that intro, Dr. Neo Cortex, owner of the Wumbar Archipelago, has taken a bunch of animals and genetically mutated them, some of them being Crash and Tawn of Bandicoot. He mutated them, and they developed love interests to each other while in captivity. Crash was then attempted to be brainwashed by Cortex, but he escaped and became self-aware and trying to return to Tana, which is what he's doing now. And Cortex is that, like, yellow-headed guy with a squarish head and the N on his head. And Nitrous Brio is his assistant, who is like, but Dr. Cortex, we have not determined the cause of fast failures. Like that. That was who he was when we said that. And yeah, those logos will also take us to a minigame room, but they're a lot harder, and I have actually never beat one. And, yeah. I imagine they might actually give gems too, but I'm not sure. In any case, though, invincibility power-up, I contradicted myself. Careful, though, with those rolling stone things. And oh, I got the Tana minigame, so I kind of canceled it out. Oh, well. Whatever. Let's go. Jumping on boxes like this is something you're going to want to get used to doing in these bonus rooms and stuff like that, because there are also later parts in the game where you'll have to use this to reverse gaps. And sometimes sections like these can be awkward where you have 2 striped boxes like right next to each other, so I just skip on them most of the time. Anyway. Yeah, I just skip these. I never really bother with them. Anyway. Oh yeah, you'll be seeing the loading screen. I didn't edit those out, but they're not too long. You know, there are PlayStation 1 games with much longer load times. I mean, it's no Sonic 06 in terms of load times. That game had like 20-second load times. It's so unacceptable. This game's load times were like maybe 5-7 seconds at worst. Oh, and that's the Nitrous Brio final one. And now we reach one of the Nitrous Brio minigames. Really difficult, I've never beaten one, and, you know, okay, I could have done that if I was actually trying, but, you know. Anyway, end of the level. For the record, the only level where I actually got the box gem is level 1. And Sandy Beach, I believe it's called. Yeah. So, pass me and press the button. Thank you. Okay, Hog Wilds. This is a level, which is another one of the iconic ones that define Crash Bandicoots. We're sort of riding on something and you're perpetually moving forward and you can't stop yourself. And you're just moving left and right and you can jump, that's all you do. And actually this is very embarrassing. I don't die, but I miss one box in this. And if I actually got the box, I actually think this one's it. No, not yet. But yeah, if I could have gotten it, I could have gotten the gem. These guys will also stand your way. I don't know what they are, but I don't know. And, oh, yeah, I could have gotten that. I really could have gotten that. Look at that. So I get every other box. Like, seriously, at the end, the thing is gonna tell me, great, but you missed one. These levels really aren't that hard. Just sort of a memorization reflex game. It's kind of like the snowboarding levels in Mega Man 8, which we'll get to later on. There's no jump, slide. Again, we get to that, and heck, guys, just like going back and forth. You can see how low poly is. And look, one box. Embarrassing. That stinks. It's really annoying, isn't it? And Native Fortress. Final level in this video. Don't like this level, honestly. A lot of the Fortress levels, they feel like they go on forever. Keep in mind, I'm not editing any of the death sounds. Just because, you know, I want you guys to experience this game as I have. Because that's the most pure experience. Yeah, it's a horrible reason, but, you know. This level, it's long. It's not that long. It's the longest level in the game. There are longer ones later, but, you know, there's also these platforms you have to spin to get around. And you gotta jump on these, and these fire things, which are like, you can bounce on them, but they'll like spawn fire, which will kill you. It's these plants. Checkpoint box there. And, you know, it's levels like these make me wonder how people can 100% this game, because, you know, these levels, they're so long. And, whoa, this guy always catches me off guard. And get the one up, thank you. You know, because, like, if you mess up, like, at the very end, like, you just have to go all the way back to the beginning of the level. You'd have to restart. Just, like, how can anyone do that? I mean, I can imagine people doing that, but I don't have the patience to do it, because I'm not a very patient person at all. You know, there are some exceptions, you know, if necessary I will experience grind in RPGs and stuff like that, but I'm just not the biggest fan of that. And it's also the wrong part where sometimes the spin isn't necessary. You just have to do that. And the TNT crates have big blast radius, so you might not actually want to be close to them. And he's look at that, it was like the monkey spun, I like killed him, but he bounced him back into the spike column and Donna emblem. Yay, bonus round. It's very easy to get these gears to break every box you see, which is what I do most of the time. And hidden boxes like that. I don't think these levels have boxes that count towards the box total. I'm pretty sure they don't, but I'm not sure. And you'll see I have 36 lives now. Although it's easy to die, it's very easy to gain lives. So, you know, that's like one reason this game's not totally very difficult. And, you know, it's no Super Meat Boy or anything like that, but it can come close at times. You'll see in this one level that's later on in part 4 or 5, I think it is. This is a short game, by the way. This is only in 6 parts. I do this and fail. Let's try that again. Come on, get up there. There we go. And we made it. Great. Am I right? Or am I right? Or am I left? I'm pretty sure I'm right. I don't really use my left hand for too much. Actually, another thing about it, when you're a gamer and your left hand is usually what presses the buttons, unless it's like the trigger button, because the right button usually is the analogs. The joystick or the D-pad, and these guys I still hate. You gotta like jump on their shield. Again, these trampoline fire things, whatever. And spike pillars coming up. There. You gotta dodge all this stuff. And that's the first time we're seeing that animation. We'll probably see a lot more. There are some funny death animations in the Crash series. Like, I think in Crash 2, like, if a bee enemy comes close to him, he'll get, like, Crash will like get really swelled on bombs and makes it funny. I might see that in Crash 2 if I ever do it, which I might. But you know, probably need a little more practice on it. I've beat it only once. I played several more times just cause. That's my reason. Just cause. Just cause is unmatched. There's nothing else that should oppose it because it is just cause. So if you oppose me just cause, you will not be treated with respect. You will be wrong and don't run there because the flames will kill you. Me, just cause. Yeah, just cause. You know, I'm trying to be funny, but I don't think I'm doing a good job. Oh, well, you know. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then I know what you're saying. I'm going out of control here. I really am. I really just am concentrating on this game. And I'm not even playing it. This is post-commentary. I recorded this earlier today. Yeah, you know. I just want to be funny. I haven't been funny since, like, kindergarten. Other people say I'm funny, but I don't think I'm very funny at all. And I fall at this part too much, because I'm trying to get those boxes. I don't know, do you guys think I'm funny? I don't think I'm funny. You know, I try to be funny, but most of my humor comes from really bad puns. Even though it's very fun to make them. Yeah, not really. And fail once more. And another fail. But that's okay, right? 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 Nope, triple fail. What an embarrassment. Yeah. Anyway, I get up this time. And that is pretty much it for this part. As soon as we are done with this and get up there, because the end of the level's there. It wasn't that long, but, you know, it's not that long. Could have gotten that one up. And yes, that's for Native Fortress, or whatever this level is called. Thank you for watching part 1 of my Crash Bandicoot Let's Play. Next part, we will start the second island. I don't know if we'll finish it, but anyway. See you guys then. Goodbye.